What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and I'm going to keep this quite short because we got a lot to cover. But this is an update in Sri Lanka, and this is kind of what happened. So, faced with a deepening economic and humanitarian crisis, Sri Lanka called off an ill conceived national experiment in organic agriculture this winter. The president promised in the 2019 election campaign to transition the country's farmers to organic agriculture over a period of 10 years. Last April, the government made good on that promise, imposing a nationwide ban on the importation and use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides and ordering the country's 2 million farmers to go organic. The result was brutal and swift. Against claims that organic methods can produce comparable yields to conventional farming, domestic rice production fell 20% in the first 6 months. Sri Lanka, long self sufficient in rice production, has been forced to import $450 million worth of rice, even as domestic prices for this staple of the national diet surged by around 50%. The ban also devastated the nation's tea crop, its primary export and source of foreign exchange. Aside from that, we know that there's a fuel crisis, and I just read a report here that Sri Lanka is keeping their schools closed because of the fuel crisis. You just can't get there. You can't drive around. Okay, so I'm giving you rapid fire news because there's a lot. Now we have in India, we're starting to see uprisings as well from these farmers. And this is a global thing. In just a second here, I'm going to show you the list of all the countries. But you're starting to see the people. And make no mistake, this is it's like a plague that's going through all of Europe right now. And with good reason. You see what's happening. Check this out. This is in the big nation of China. A lot of people are protesting the banks because they cannot withdraw their money at all. And there's bank runs that are happening. Now, there's an instance that I reported before that people try to protest, but their QR codes turned red. Welcome to the dystopian future. It says on July 10th, thousands of depositors protested over the frozen funds at the Zhangjiao branch of the People's Bank of China. A large number of people in white and black arrived at the scene nearly at noon after some violent crash. It says all depositors were sent to multiple locations and controlled. So you start to see the upheaval. People aren't happy, can't access their money. Eventually, money is not going to be worth anything because people aren't going to have food. Here you see in Macedonia and Bulgaria, protests occurring everywhere. People are not happy with their governments. And where did this all stem from? Ever since the beginning of 2020. You know exactly what I'm referring to. People are not happy. See? Soon it's going to be declared martial law if these upheavals keep rising and escalating. Remember, Klaus Schwab said you have to prepare for an angrier world. Look at all these videos. All the nations of the world. It's happening in Europe, and whatever happens in the East comes down to the West. Okay? See that? Now, this is in the Netherlands, okay? And apparently, Netherlands is the second largest exporter of agriculture. And I mean, you see how empty the shelves, how barren the shelves are. Folks, you got to realize that whatever plan is at play, yeah, I understand people are fighting for their rights, but you got to have a source of food. So if this is going to happen, you got to be able to grow your own stuff because you're going to, you're between a rock and a hard place. Obviously, you got to stand up for your freedoms. But know that if no one else is working or doing anything, then this is exactly what everywhere is going to look like. And it's going to be even, it's going to bring very severe consequences. This is the inflation numbers in Europe. As you can see, some places are above 20% already, but they're in the teens, mostly in the teens, high single digits. Look at 78.6%. Unbelievable. Crazy. And this is just getting started. Don't think that this is the end. No, this is the beginning, especially with the natural gas turbine being shut off, I believe, in Germany due to some issues with it. I mean, this winter is going to be really tough for Europe. There's already talks about rationing of fuel. And another thing here, you see they're talking about housing crash. It says there's no buyers and they're selling, liquidating. The inventory is piling up. A lot of people are putting their homes on the market, but no one is buying. No one. And the gain for just June 2022 alone is 2,000 plus, which is nearly 3 times the previous record, which was 776. Unbelievable. Like I said, folks, this is just the beginning here. And here, if this is correct, I don't know if someone can verify this, but as of July 10th, these are all the countries that are revolting right now. Look at all these countries, all of them. And I've shown you a good majority of these through videos. So, folks, this is high time. This is no time to mess around. This is time to be serious. Look what's happening around you. You may not see it in your local communities, but you see what's happening internationally. And it's going to spread everywhere. No one is going to be exempt from this. They've been messing with the money. They're bringing upon a crisis that's very severe. So be prepared and don't be scared. Preparation will meet opportunity at some point. Okay? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.